Hello, boys and girls, cats and kittens. So, uh, Stu Wyatt, guitar dude, appliance repair guy. So I'm getting ready to paint this guitar. I was going to paint some stripes on it, and I got out in the garage and got ready to paint and uh, turned on the small air compressor that was in here. My father-in-law passed away and left. And so I hooked it up and was going to use it. It's like leaking air or something fierce. So this is the part. Here it is. That was leaking air. So I don't know if you can see that. This is the part that comes from the compressor through this copper tube here and goes into the expansion tank, where the thing expands. So when I'm trying to tighten it because it was leaking up here on this part right here, I put it and turned it, and lo and behold, look at this. This pot and metal piece broke in half. Now this is a bolt, folks. It's the other half of it's still in there, threaded in, right there. Yes, see where you can see where it was. This is just pot metal. That's all they're making these parts with. So, okay, great. So to get that out, you have to remove the copper hose. And it has a piece that looks like this that goes in, attaches right there. So I put my handy dandy wrench on it and I turn it a quarter of a turn and it breaks in half. I mean, that is the pot metal that they made this out of, just literally split in half. Okay, this is Central Pneumatic. It's cheap. But I'm finding that other stuff, other brands that you find in other stores, is identical to the stuff from Harbor Freight, just a different name brand. The stuff that they carry at Tractor Supply, for instance, some of their air compressors are identical to the stuff made for Harbor Freight. Anyway, this piece split in half. I'm going to try to go and get a piece from Harbor Freight. I doubt they make it. This is probably just a piece of junk now. But they're using pot metal. It's recycled pot metal that they're using to make these parts. Now, we do the same thing on guitars. I buy a ton of guitars. I think last year I sold like 150 guitars. It was kind of an off year. But there's some really good stuff coming out of China, and some of it's really crap. Where they get you is on the metal parts, especially on like the Squires and different brands. The Squire Affinity line, the hot metal that they use on those is not nearly as good as the stuff that they use on the Classic Vibe. The Classic Vibes are really nice guitars. I would probably end up changing out the tuning machines and the metal parts over time. But I'll tell you that if you go to buy new parts for them, they're really expensive. And you can't get the stuff that's a replacement. You have to buy something new. But the wood is really good, and the electronics is pretty solid. So anyway, just when you're out there and you're buying stuff and you're shopping, yeah, you can buy it cheaper. Absolutely. Cheaper is, the wave of the future. It's thanks to Walmart. Cheaper doesn't mean better. Cheaper generally means junk. Keep that in mind. I would not advise buying a air compressor from Central Pneumatic. I just wouldn't. They're just not good quality. Some of their tools at Harbor Freight are great, and some of them are junk. I just bought this $19 air gun that I thought, hey, it'd be okay to shoot and then dispose of. No, it's going to go back. It's not even. I don't think it'll even spray enough to do this the way I want. I don't think it's going to give me a smooth enough pattern. So I went and got this from Napa for about $80. Seems to be a really good gun. Have not used it yet. It may turn out to be a stinky thing as well. But I do expect the spray pattern to be much better than that from one from Harbor Freight. So I guess it kind of depends. If I was spraying a tractor and I didn't care what it looked like, it'd be fine. If I'm going to use it on a guitar, which I'm going to play on stage or sell to somebody, it's got to be good. I mean, I don't sell junk. I sell quality products. So anyway, thank you very much. Y'all have a good one. Be careful out there and pay attention to what you're buying. Cheaper's not better. Yeah. Thanks. It won't stop.